Morning. It's so incredibly dark this morning. Hello, hello, hello. So exciting to have some new people here. Hey, Tracy. Lovely to have you. I was hyping myself up a little bit with some brown skin girl love this morning from Beyonce, because we're talking about self-love this morning, which is very exciting. Give me a second as I pause that in our background and we can get going. So we're talking about quite an interesting topic this morning. Hey Danusha, interesting topic, and what we're doing this morning is a bit of guided meditation at a request of one of the followers from the questions I asked this week, which I've been interested to get into. Guided meditation is something that be really interesting to work through, and I want to talk about meditation a little bit more as well, because it's a topic that people very often feel like, oh, meditation's not for me, it's too much work, I can't calm my mind, any of those things. And I'll talk you through that as well today. But then I also just thought it's such a great topic or time to get. I look happy today, thank you. I feel happy today. I told you, hyping myself up with some brown skin girl love. And so I also want to talk about self-love this morning, and that's because it is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I just considered, when I work in mental health clinics and with clients who come in with burnout, depression, anxiety, and then things like even schizophrenia, like solid mental psychiatric disabilities. When we love ourselves, we actually allow so many more boundaries, and we set boundaries, and we really just, it really just settles us a lot more. So very often a lot of our clients, or a lot of my clients, so sorry, everything just kicked itself out the way, yeah? A lot of my clients would actually be, that's kind of a core of what the issue was, is that it was a lack of self-love, or a really poor low self-esteem. Hello Virginia Jansen, that's my mom, guys. My mom is on Instagram, it's super cute. Hi mom. So I hope you also enjoy this one, mom, because my mom's always taught me about understanding your worth and your value, and that you are important and you have worth and value. So I found this meditation, I rewrote it a little bit for our context and for who we are as South African women and South African men. I know I've got guys watching, which is fantastic. Men need to talk about self-love as well, and not just in Men's Mental Health Month, which is in November, but draw your guys in, draw the men in your life in. I think we could change the world if we got men to love themselves more and appreciate themselves more and see that they add value. We so often consider men valuable in the space of economics, if that makes sense, as in, men need to earn to be worthy, and we don't have to. We can change. We can change that narrative. We can help men find value in themselves, and by changing the narrative of self-love and being enough and worthy, you can actually change family dynamics, home dynamics, community dynamics. There's a lot that can be said for how we feel about ourselves and how we interact in community and in different spaces. But this morning is about you. And I am so proud of you for taking some time for yourself this morning, especially around this topic, and for allowing yourself to just be immersed in a bit of time for yourself, some meditation, some calm relaxation. You will leave the session feeling a little lighter, and I'm hoping you'll leave the session feeling a little more worthy of yourself and in love with yourself. So let's start the session with grounding ourselves, since we are here for some self-care, deep breathing, relaxation, before we get into the meditation. And I just want to talk a bit more about self-love. So where you are right now, let's get grounded in our space. If you're sitting down, put your feet flat on the floor, and you can put your hands on your knees if you like. You might have some, but if you guys have joined me regularly by now, I've always have Play-Doh with me in these sessions, because it really just grounds me and calms me so that I can facilitate these a little bit better. So where you are, let's start with a little bit of deep breathing. Feet flat on the floor. Make sure your back is supported. Make sure you feel supported if you are seated. If you're lying down, which is very possible for these sessions, make sure that you are laying with your flat on your back, arms at your side and your palms up. Uncross your legs and make sure you are comfortable. If you are uncrossing your legs is actually uncomfortable for you, you could put a slip of pillow just under your knees, and that will just support your hips and your back a little bit more in the position of laying flat. If you guys want more information on those things and how to sort of position your body so that you can find more relaxation, pop it in the comments or send me a DM and I can arrange sessions like that as well. It's also very interesting in how you can position your body. So while we're here, let's get some grounding in your position. Let's start with a nice deep belly breath, hands on your tummy. Hey Melissa, hands on your tummy so that you can really feel your tummy expanding when we inhale and contracting when we exhale. Okay, we're not going to do any counting this morning. I just want you to focus on inhaling and exhaling. So I want you to inhale for as far as you can and exhale for as deep as you can also. And when you exhale, you can make a noise as in a but let's let go of the week. Let's let go of any of the stresses that we've had. Let's let go of anything that is really making us feeling stressed and anxious. And let's just take this next half an hour for ourselves. So hands on your belly so you can feel it expand. Inhale through your nose. And you shouldn't see my shoulders move, so I'm going to have to control myself a little bit here. Inhale again. Feel your belly expand. As far as you can go. Lovely. Inhale again. Feel your belly expand as far as you can go. Exhale. And as you exhale, just imagine that you're releasing any tension that you may feel in your body. Let's do another one. Deep inhale. Expand your belly. Exhale and empty out your lungs. Lovely. Let's do another one. Deep inhale. And exhale. Lovely. Throughout the session, continue just remembering your breath, remembering to breathe. Some of the things I might talk about this morning are what we consider triggering. And when we say something is triggering, it means that you could hear something or read something or see something and it actually just really starts off a negative emotion within you. And things that could trigger us could come from a past experience. It could come from a past interaction with someone. It could come from something that we experienced and did not even know actually had a negative experience for us or a negative impact on our mental health. And then actually something happens and you're going, I don't know why that upset me as much. So what I want to talk about this morning in terms of understanding self-love could be a little triggering for you. If you find that it is, I want you to protect yourself in this space. So if I say something that makes you go, actually, maybe self-love is an issue for me because of these things, then take a moment to focus on your breath. You can stay with us. And if it is a little bit rough, then you can always come back to the recording. But I really want you to look after yourself in this space. Okay? So when I talk about self-love, so very often people think self-love is about, oh, I'm just amazing and I'm like the best and like, you know, everything I do is fantastic. And when I talk about self-love, that's not particularly the space I'm coming from. When we talk about self-love, it's a space of understanding that you are enough. You are worthy. And purely because you are here, you are worthy and you're enough. And you have value. And you have value to add to the world, to your community, to your family, to yourself. And that is purely because you are, because you exist, you are enough. And because we exist, we should experience or apply self-love. That's the right word. Now also with self-love, it's not saying that we're perfect in any way. It's saying that we are human. We are allowed to make mistakes. We are allowed to learn. We are allowed to make bad choices and bad decisions. And we are allowed to learn from these bad choices and bad decisions. But only when we love ourselves enough can we actually appreciate the need for these spaces, the need to grow, the need to learn, the need to learn and move forward from bad experiences or bad choices. I want to make the link between why understanding that impacts our mental health. And I'm going to give you some examples. Very often, our lack of self-love can come from an experience, a relationship, a interaction, a consistent interaction, like a place of schooling or work. And it's very often somewhere, a place where someone has said something or done something to us that made us feel less than what we actually are. And very often it is very difficult to let go of that. And if it is repetitive, it becomes even more difficult to let go of that. So if we don't have a space of self-love, and we come from a space of, if it's easy for us to just take on a lot of negativity and a lot of negative things being said about us from somebody, I want to give you a very practical example. If, for example, you were at school as a child, and as a child in your schooling space, you had friends or siblings who were possibly a little bit more academically inclined than you were, which is possible. Academics is not for everybody. We're not all good at one thing. We can't all be good at maths and science and English. You might be fantastic at art. We all have talents. We all have skills. But our system is designed that in our early years, those who are considered talented and skilled are those who excel in things like academics or sports. You could have not found your space in that. You could have found that actually your space is connecting with people. It was making people laugh. It was dancing. It was anything else that you are really good at. But while you were growing up, those weren't considered things that were okay to excel in. And you might have been compared to somebody, and you might have had somebody say consistently, if when you got brought home your 40, 50, 60, 80% in your tests, you could have had a parent or a teacher or a sibling or someone in your life who went, it's not particularly good enough. You can do better. And we're not really going to celebrate that. Those things become internal thought processes. And as we grow older, if that is our foundation of our internal thought process, we're actually just going to add on to it. So when you get to a college or a work or a varsity space, and again, it's really difficult for you to grasp the work, and somebody tells you, this is not really your area, you could internalize that again and go, I'm not good at anything. I really suck at this. Like, there's nothing that I'm good at. And that's the furthest from the truth. There are things that we all have skills, we all have talents, and it's a matter of finding what are our skills and talents and learning to allow ourselves as we are with these skills and talents. What then happens with a lot of people is that when you get to a workspace that has a lot more pressure, or even a space in a relationship later on as an adult that gives a lot of pressure, and you feel a sense of not being good enough, either in a workspace or in a relationship space, you don't set healthy boundaries. So you're going to do one of two things. One of a couple of things. You're either going to really push yourself and fight for perfectionism in a space, as in really push to be the best that you can be in a space, and that could lead to burnout. It could also lead to depression and anxiety, because you're not in true to who you are. You're trying to be something that other people expect you to be, and you're not finding the worth in yourself or finding that you are enough. You're actually trying to fit into somebody else's box, if that makes sense. And I very often found with patients that it took a bit of time to have them understand that you are just as you are, just where you are is enough, with the skills and the talents and your personality, and you have something to offer the world. But when we don't feel that way about ourselves, and when we don't grow in that love for ourselves, it becomes very difficult, or it becomes very easy for anxiety, depression, and stress to settle in. This makes the foundation of how we experience other things with people. So I really wanted you to understand the connection between, when we love ourselves and when we feel that we are enough. And it's not an easy task. Please let me not say that. It's something we consistently have to work on. But loving yourself means that you have to work on it, and that you're comfortable working on it, and that you can do better and be better. And it's not about being perfect in the time that you are in. A lot of this takes work. This is why therapy is also important for a lot of people, because the things we learned as children, especially the first 1 to 10 years of our life, create the foundation of who we become as adults. And the impact that we had in that time adds to how we feel about ourselves as adults. If you had toxic parents, or if you had violent parents, which is very many people's reality, you're going to have a negative self, or there's a high chance that you will have a negative impression of yourself. If you were always met with harsh words when you made mistakes, as an adult you're going to be very scared to make mistakes. If you were possibly met with corporal punishment or hidings, or there's a difference between abuse and corporal punishment. We'll accept that. This is not the space for that kind of conversation. But if at any time as a child you felt scared, not accepted, or you felt that you were not enough, as an adult that will continue. And we need to work on that. We need to work on finding that we are enough, that we are valuable and worthy, and we need to work on loving ourselves. And when we do, we lay the foundation for better boundaries, be it in a workspace. Actually, you know what? I don't have capacity for that this week. Let's see if we can look into it next week, so that you prevent stress and burnout for yourself. It allows you to set better boundaries in relationships. Sorry, that's not a fair statement. This is not the relationship that we have. I'm not going to allow you to speak to me like that. Those things stem from self-love. Only when we value ourselves can we set boundaries that allow other people to see our value, and allow other people to know that we actually know our value, and that's as far as we're going. We're not pushing past this boundary. There's a lot more that can be said for self-love. There's a lot more that can be said for building your self-esteem. It is a lot of work, but you are so worthy of the work. And I really want you to know that you are so worthy of the work. You have so much to offer the world. And it's a little bit of work and a little bit of knowing that consistently I'm good enough, I am worthy, I am safe in who I am. And if you feel that you're not where you want to be, self-love teaches us that I can get better. So if it's a matter of you're not doing great in your workspace at the moment, improve your skills, upskill yourself. Find a space where actually you can do better, and learn how. We live in a great time at the moment with the internet, where you can actually learn absolutely anything online. So you can improve yourself from a space of self-love, not because other people said you must be better at this, but because you want to be better at something. And you can be, because you have the ability to learn. So I want to encourage you over the next couple of weeks, as I talk more about self-love and self-esteem and just the impact these things have on our mental health, to take some time for yourself and to really work on how you can improve your self-love space. I found this morning's meditation really lovely for it, because it really allows you to take some time for yourself. We're going to work on our breathing. We're going to work on how we think and speak to ourselves. And I'll do a session on positive self-talk, because it's really important on what we say to ourselves. And unless you're someone who has negative self-talk, it also becomes difficult to understand how somebody else can. But we could have a lot of people in our lives who look in the mirror and go, ugh, you again. So it's also important to be kind to others, because we're not particularly sure where people are in their self-love journey. So I've gone on for 20 minutes about self-love now, and I really want to get us into this meditation. So let's get settled. And again, where you are, whether you're sitting down, feet flat on the floor, uncrossed, make sure your back is supported. Support your arms as well if you need to. And if you're laying down, legs uncrossed, you can support your legs under your knees with a pillow, arms open, or palms open, say. Let's start with a couple of deep breaths. Where you are, I want you to close your eyes. You don't need to see me for this one. But I will tell you that because we're talking about self-love and worth and being enough, if you feel like you're in a space that you can't tell yourself that just yet, it's absolutely fine if that is where you are. Then you can keep your video on if you need me to tell you that you are enough. That is absolutely fine. So let's get into it, where we are. Close your eyes or soften your gaze, and let's just tune into our breath. Notice your breath, and don't try to change it. And notice if you feeling tense or relaxed. And don't try to change that either. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Belly breathing. Deep inhale. Expand your belly. Deep exhale. Continue to take deep, full breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And as you breathe, become aware of the state of your body and the quality of your mind. Where is your body holding tension? Do you feel closed off or shut down emotionally? Where is your mind? What are you thinking about? Is your mind wandering, or are you focusing on your breath? Take another deep breath in. And as you breathe, become aware of the state of your body. And exhale. Really sink into your relaxation space. Let's try and ease our mind and remove all thoughts of restlessness, negativity, and doubt. You might find that during this meditation your mind wanders. That is absolutely fine. Our minds were created to wander. If you find that at any point your mind wanders, come back to us, listen to my voice, and focus on your breathing, and you can rejoin at any stage. Continue taking deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Place both hands over your heart and continue to inhale through your nose, inhale and out through your nose. Feel the flow of air moving into your lungs. And as you exhale, feel the air blowing out into the world. With each exhale, imagine you are releasing any negative thoughts that may have been lingering in your mind. Continue to focus on your breath. With each inhale, think, I am worthy. You are worthy. With each exhale, think, I am enough. Two more. Inhale, I am worthy. Exhale, I am enough. Keep going. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. I am enough. And notice how you feel when you say this to yourself. If your mind wanders at any point, again, know that it's okay. Simply bring your attention back to your breath and notice how your thoughts come and go, whether positive or negative, and simply allow them to pass by like clouds floating in the sky. Now I want you to visualize yourself standing in front of a mirror and look into your own eyes. What do you see? Do you see pain and sadness? Do you see love and joy? Or do you see them mixed in, just a little bit of both, a little bit of everything? Or are you at a point where you're just neutral about everything? Regardless of what you see in your reflection, tell yourself, I love you. You are beautiful, and you are worthy of happiness. So I want you to imagine standing in front of this mirror, looking at yourself, smile at yourself, And even now, where you are, make sure you are smiling during this meditation. And tell yourself, you are beautiful, you are worthy of happiness, and you deserve whatever dreams you have set for yourself. Know that what you see in the mirror in this moment may be different from what you see in the mirror the next time you look. Imagine now that you could breathe into your heart and visualize love pouring out from your hands and into your heart. Take another deep breath. Exhale. And let this love that you are pouring into your heart warm you from the center of your heart, and imagine it filling the rest of your body. You can give this love a color if you like. Would you like it to be a bright pink, purple, red, green? Any color that you associate with love and light. Imagine yourself pouring that and moving through your body. Your body is now filled with a sense of self-love. If at any point you find this difficult to do, place your hands on your heart again. You could push a little if you need to. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and tell yourself, I am worthy. Feel a sense of comfort and calm traveling through your body, from your chest into your neck and head, into your shoulders, arms, hands, and then down into your ribs, your belly, your pelvis, your legs, and even your feet and the tips of your toes. You can wiggle the tips of your toes a little bit now. Tell the tips of your toes you are in love with the tips of your toes. And allow that love again to move all the way back up. You are now filled with love and light. And you are worthy and you are enough. I want you to breathe here and know that this love is always available to you. In moments when you feel like you cannot, this love is always available to you. When you're ready, take a few more deep, mindful breaths. And then softly open your eyes. Sit for a few minutes to acknowledge the unique experience of this meditation. It was a short meditation, but that's so that you can use it absolutely anywhere you need to. Refer back to this practice or any other resources. The internet is filled with them. Whenever you need to create a loving space for yourself. This is a beautiful opportunity to learn something new about yourself and to tune into your physical and emotional needs. Let self-love enable you to build a stronger relationship with yourself and allow you to show up more fully in your life. We can take a couple more deep breaths now. Inhale, belly breath. Exhale. Inhale, belly breath again with a smile on your face this time. And exhale. One more time of inhale of you are worthy. And exhale with you, I am enough. Now I know that was a very short meditation, just under 10 minutes. When you are ready, you can open your eyes and join us again, or join me again. But the reason I made it that short is because self-love is hard work. And being engulfed, and meditation is hard work. Very often people think meditation is really something that needs to be left to people, who can clear their minds. But meditation is not about starting with a clear mind. Meditation is about taking those second by second opportunities to be mindful. So when you're focusing on your breathing, and when you're focusing on self-love and speaking love into yourself and into your life, you're clearing your mind of all the other negative thoughts. And that is where meditation starts. I'd really like to know if you enjoyed the guided meditation, and if you'd like longer ones. You can pop me a comment here if you like. It was very short. If you're feeling that today you need a little bit of a longer session, all the videos from the previous weeks are still available. We've been doing this for 8 weeks. Well done if you've been doing them for 8 weeks as well. It needs to become a lifestyle. It absolutely needs to become a lifestyle. And I want to encourage you as we work on self-love this week. Whenever you find yourself looking in a mirror, hand on your heart, inhale, deep inhale. I'm worthy. And a deep exhale of, and I am enough. You can do that absolutely anywhere, whenever you are having a difficult day. Especially when people are pushing your boundaries. Especially when people are pushing your boundaries. I know there are days, and at the moment during lockdown, there are a lot of times when people are pushing your boundaries. And if people are making you feel that you are not enough, remember, you are in control of of your emotions. Very often, things people say or things people do to us could make us feel like we're not actually worthy, or especially of our dreams, and especially of the things we are trying to put together or to work towards. And even in a workspace, somebody could not like your idea, but they're having a bad day. So the way they're telling you of not liking your idea is really harsh and harmful. So I want to encourage you this week to also be mindful of how you speak to others and how you speak into others, and create a space of love and kindness around us, because everybody could do with a little bit more kindness at the moment. I really enjoyed the session with you this morning. I really enjoyed talking about self-love. For the month of October, with Mental Health Awareness Month, I'm going to be doing some workshops in evenings, weekday evenings, that sounded weird, weekday evenings, yeah, that sounds better. And this week I'm going to be looking at stress, and what stress is, what stress does to your body, and what stress does to your mind. I'm going to be connecting stress and things like diabetes. I'm going to be connecting stress and things like hypertension, high blood pressure, even possibly polycystic ovarian syndrome. Yeah, stress has a lot of impact on a lot of our health conditions. So if you have a health condition and you feel like you'd actually really want to know how stress is impacting your health condition, please inbox me. Please let me know. I've got diabetes and I find that my sugar spikes on very difficult days. Yes, it does, and I'll tell you why. So please pay attention to my page. You can turn on notifications if you need to, so that you always get the adverts. Again, this is a part-time thing for me, so I very often post it quite late. So turn on notifications, and then you'll be able to see when I'm doing the talk on what stress does to your body and what stress actually does to your mind and what it is. Other sessions I'm doing this month are the different types of mental illness. What's the difference between mental wellness and mental illness? And then also things like alternatives, nutrition. Can eating change our mental health, what we eat? And I've got a lovely nutritionist who's having a conversation with me on an Instagram live about that. And I'm also going to trial some of her tips so that I can give you feedback. I'm also going to be trialing a Reiki session so that I can give you feedback on that. And then just looking at what other things can you add to your life to improve and help with your mental health. I hope you leave this session knowing that you are worthy, that you are enough, that you can watch this over and over again if it's something that you enjoyed or if it's something you needed to hear. You are enough and valued just by being here. That's it. Without anything else. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. It doesn't matter who you love. You are worthy and you are enough. And you are worthy of self-love. Have a beautiful Saturday. Do something for yourself in your self-love space. Wear that cute t-shirt or favorite outfit of yours. Do your hair in a hairstyle that actually makes you smile today. And when you walk past yourself in mirrors, remember that I am enough, I'm beautiful, and I'm worthy. Have a lovely Saturday. Bye-bye.